Welcome in, race fans, to another edition of In the Dirt. This is your host, Webb Dillard, and I am War Slap Out. Spent a few days on the UMP Summer Nationals, the Hell Tour. The thermostat everywhere I went was set on 100 in hell. It was pretty rough when it comes to the weather. And before we get the show started, my eyes were kind of opened up over the last few days to some things. The racing was seemed to be a little bit better than some of the racetracks I'm accustomed to around here locally. And some tracks in my general vicinity are almost fraudulent to say that they have racing. After what I witnessed at Paducah, after what I witnessed at Peevely, and even the little Belle Claire Raceway, about the size of a go-kart track, still put on better shows than some of the races I've seen down here at some of the local tracks here. Without saying names. Green Valley. Well, let's bring on my first cohort. And we're going to do this.
That Belle Claire is small.
Dude, that plate, yeah, not even small. I mean, I got there, brother. Let me just stop. I got there. It literally was Green Valley's go-kart track with covered bleachers on either side.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching a video on in the dirt, but dirt on dirt, and I was like, I don't even see how they fit like over 12 cars on it. And then that crash with
Weaver, when Weaver went over.
Yeah, when they what's that guy in the three cars name? I can't.
That's Brian Shirley.
Yeah, he just I guess he got over in the marbles or whatever and pushed right into the wall. When he stopped, it was just like there was obviously nowhere to go.
Well,
about piled in there.
Well, right before, about 2 laps before that caution came out, he actually rode up the backstretch wall and cut his tire down.
Oh, okay, so that's what happened.
Yeah, so on that restart, he just went up into the wall, and then all those guys come in there and turn Weaver over. But yeah, I don't know if you heard my opening statement, but brother, if you ever get to go to Peevely, Missouri, to I-55, Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55, that's Ken Schrader owned. Oh my God, dude! Listen, it ain't even funny. Like, it was 4 wide for second, and there's a picture on Dirt that it was almost 5 wide because you can see like the fifth car trying to nose his car in there. Yeah. There's some fraudulent racetracks around here that claim to have racing. They should actually probably be sued for using the term racing.
That's pretty cool. I got on there and watched the Belle Claire stuff. I haven't got a chance to get back on there after that, but that place is pretty cool. I mean, I've never seen anybody just hit the wall all the way around the corner like that, like playing NASCAR or something. Like you just run in the corner and use the wall to turn. That's pretty neat. But like I said, I haven't got to get back on there and watch any of that other stuff, see any more pictures, so I'll have to check it out.
The open wheel race at Belle Claire was just phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal. Now, Peevely, the I-55, Paducah, I'm in love with both those tracks. Just absolutely in love. From the guy at Peevely said, Mr. Ray, and his last name escapes me, and I apologize, but Ray, the guy that runs the place, was worried he put too much water on the track. And I said, you about nailed it, buddy. when you're in a drought situation, and Paducah was just it was a little dustier than I guess than it's used to, or than it's usually not so dusty. But even put on great racing. Did y'all get to race any this weekend?
Yeah, I went to Fort Payne for that show, that 3000 Win show. 33 cars showed up, so I was surprised a lot by that. I'd never expected that many cars to show up, and then we qualified 11th. They locked in the top 8, and we qualified 11th, finished second in my heat race. So I started 11th in the feature, and finished 11th in the feature. So, I mean, we tore some stuff up, but it was just a victim of one-lane racetrack. You know, if somebody bunches up in front of you, you're going to hit them.
Yeah.
And so I pretty much, like, my foot, I think, may have touched somebody's butt one time because I was so far up and under them. I mean, I could see everything. I mean, their back tires were pretty much on my hood. I was so far up and under them at one time.
Well,
and it was just bad. But you know, I made it up to like 6th one time, and then, you know, had to restart on the outside and just got shuffled back. And oh well, it's part of it. It was fun. We were the I think may have been one other crate car faster than us. I think it was Tom Maddox, but he didn't even. I got by him pretty early in the race, and then I don't even know for sure if he finished. So there was only like 3 or 4 crate cars there.
Did Tom get out of his car and like yell at anybody?
Well, see, he started on the pole of my heat race, and he pulled his typical Tom Maddox while I was leading on the outside. He run across the front end of my car to gain a position, you know, and then you know, he tried squeezing me down a few times on the racetrack during the feature, and I kind of just rooted my way by there, and then I'm not sure what happened after that, but I don't think it was good.
Well, yeah, I was impressed with I got to see Shannon Babb race finally, Jason Fager race finally, Brian Shirley. You know, Clint Byers went up there from Mississippi, raced at Clay Hill and at he was at Peevely. I guess he was at Paducah. I had 16 to 18 hours of sleep in like 5 days. But anyway,
we were talking about Fager, and that night I think he wouldn't want to race after we just got through talking about him.
Yeah, and, well,
and then I think he won again at Bell Claire.
It's a good thing nobody listens to our show, right? Well, I don't know where Brian Gray is. This is abnormal for Brian Gray to be absent. So let's run a commercial. I'm going to see who these callers are. I know who one of them is. And we come back. Tonight's show we're going to check in with Jason Atkins, flagtoflag.net. Got a few of his drivers. We got David Smith coming on. We got Ryan Atkins, and I also got Jimmy Shields. Jimmy Shields is of Dirt Rap over in the Carolinas. Also, he's one of the co-creators of the Carolina Auto Racing Show that you and I, Kyle, we attended last year, the inaugural one. Yeah.
I think we've met both David Smith and him there, didn't we?
David Smith come over to the booth and was selling alternator starters for Cofield. I look over, and that guy's got a crowd of people, and I'm like, Phil, that's less I got to do. But let's take a quick commercial break. I don't know where Gray is, so he can't do the normal call checking. So we'll take a little break. We'll be right back here on In the Dirt.
For the 3rd year in a row, DirtOnDirt.com will be bringing the USA Nationals at Cedar Lake Speedway straight into your home live.
Race fans, it's the 4-wide parade lap for the USA Nationals. You're watching it live on DirtOnDirt.com.
The $50,000 to win crown jewel in early August will once again be on DirtOnDirt.com pay-per-view with new and improved camera angles, interviews, and the same great production you've come to expect from our crew.
Don O'Neill in 71.
Ben Sheldon and Dustin Jarrett will once again be anchoring the broadcast with the electric Chris Steppen on the call.
Billy Moore, you're now going to switch gears. Here comes Mr. Smooth.
5 cameras will cover this year's action with instant replay and, of course, a pre- and post-race show before and after Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night's action.
Here comes Josh Richards back down to the inside of turn 3 and 4. He's got to run. Coming off the corner now. Rowan pulls back ahead. 23 laps to go, and Rowan nearly loses it down in turns 1 and 2. Josh Richards goes by for the lead.
Just like always, if you're a DirtOnDirt.com subscriber, you'll get a sizable discount for ordering the pay-per-view package. But you don't have to be a member to enjoy the action. To order, simply click the Cedar Lake PPV link in the upper right-hand corner of the website. Choose which package you want, a 3-day full package for the biggest discount or a single-day package. The choice is up to you. But no matter what you order, you'll be getting the best late model racing on the planet right to your computer screen.
Josh Richards!
Multiple cameras, announcers, and more. A full-on live pay-per-view August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. To order, simply click the Cedar Lake PPV link in the upper right-hand corner of the website. Sit back and relax. Thanks from everyone at DirtOnDirt.com.
Well, welcome back in, race fans. Kyle, I checked one of those phone calls, and some dude, he said, "I'm calling in from Chicago. Got a White Sox question." I'm like, "But this isn't a baseball show." He's like, "What the hell kind of show is it?" And I go, "Racing." What the hell? Who wants to listen to a racing show? And I go, "I don't know. I guess some people do. Shit, it ain't a baseball show for sure." And he goes, "Well, reckon I ain't got a question in." I go, "Peace, brother."
The White Sox question.
Would you say that Frank Hurt was the greatest White Sox of all time? I'd say probably not. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Wasn't he the guy that bet on baseball and then they made that Field of Dreams movie about him?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, well, let's see if we can get... I tried to talk to Jason, Mr. Jason Atkins. Let's see here. Jason, you with us? Jason. Oh, it's going to be one of those shows tonight. Oh, I don't know what's happened. Gray is missing in action. And did you read the stuff that Gray stirred up?
Was it on Facebook?
Yeah, about Devin Gilpin?
No, what did it say? I missed it.
My God. Oh, my gosh. I got to read you some of this. Let's see if I can get... Yeah, in a nutshell, he accused Jody Shannon, or not Jody Shannon, he accused Devin Gilpin of cheating, according to a certain rule in the rule book. And I messaged him and said, "Hey, dude," I was like, that's fine and dandy. I don't care what you stir up, whatever. But at least come on the show when you be on the show. Make sure you have the rule book and what it is what the discrepancy was.
Right.
So,
I mean, yeah, I'll have to hear it. It's pretty funny though. What was that? There a lot of hype about it, I'm guessing.
Oh, there's a thread that I'll just read you what one person said, and since this person, her name is Miss Shireen Chanel Elam.
Yeah. So
okay, Brian's talked shit already to a certain point to this point, and it says, "Seriously, Brian Gray, you're one of the last people that should be giving advice on racing. Why are you always running your mouth about somebody? If you took half the time and energy that you put into hating on people and running your mouth and put it into your car, then you maybe could run a lap or so without braking."
That's terrible.
Well, she meant it too because this lady meant it too because she put 3 exclamation points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it says, Devin is a very talented young man, which he is. That's true. Give him some credit. I don't think we have to give him any credit, ma'am. He's won 23 races this year. I think that's all the credit in the world.
Yeah.
Then it says, "Devin, just remember, if dumbass idiots aren't talking crap about you, then you're not winning. Brian, and I'm pretty sure I know what this acronym stands for, STFU, and go work on your car. So, and Brian just said rules. I don't even know. I didn't read all of it. Let me kind of scroll up here and see, and while keep an eye on our guests calling in. There we go. Let's see here. All right, let's check out who. Let's see here. Man, I really miss Brian Gray right now because he's been our phone checker. All right, let's go to another quick break just so I can check these calls. I don't know who's who because they're both from the Carolinas. So one more break. We'll be right back.
DirtOnDirt.com has made its name producing live late model racing on the internet.
Oh, and hang on, Clint, look out here, the flag stand.
Anybody that puts used tires in the infield are ignorant.
Now, for the first time ever, we dive into the sprint car world in late October.
Dancing on the cushion. Oh, no. Oh, Keely goes upside down.
That's right, the world-famous Comp Cam Short Track Nationals at I-30 Speedway in Little Rock, Arkansas will be live at the soon-to-be-released ShortTrackNationals.com. Produced by the folks at DirtOnDirt.com, which means 6 cameras, multiple announcers, instant replay, and a full-on TV-scale live production right to your computer screen.
Here comes Johnson. He'll whistle around on the cushion, but not enough. Now a big run down the back chute. He'll pull up alongside of Hannigan, squeeze him to the bottom, and take the spot away.
Each and every year, over 100 of the best sprint car pilots from across the world head to the infamous bull ring, known as Hammer Hill, for 4 days of mayhem as they battle for a total purse over $100,000. This year, you'll get to be right in the middle of the action from the comfort of your home.
Sammy Swindell wins the 24th annual ComCam Short Track Nationals. Oh, hang on, upside down.
Full details will be released soon, but what we can tell you is that it's a pay-per-view production, but prices will be very reasonable. And not only will every lap of action be covered, but we'll have a half-hour pre- and post-race show each and every night, spearheaded by the two voices of the Short Track Nationals, Ben Shelton and Tony Bachhoven, with the Racing Boys Scott Traylor hosting the entire program.
Look out!
October 24th through the 27th, 4 nights of live action, with the first night, a Wednesday, being a free live practice, while Thursday through Saturday will be our pay-per-view production. We'll keep you updated as more details become available, but remember and tell your friends, ShortTrackNationals.com, live sprint car racing on the internet, October 24th through the 27th. Multiple cameras, multiple announcers, and more, all at ShortTrackNationals.com.
Welcome back in, guys, in the dirt. Sorry about the difficulties with our phone calls. Mr. Brian Gray has absolutely not shown up yet. He's not suspended. He's not been asked not to come back on, so I have no clue. I hope everything's going good with Mr. Brian Gray. Now joining us with the program, Mr. Jason Atkins. Jason, flagtoflag.net. Hadn't talked to you in a while. How are things going, brother?
Things are good, Webb. It's good to talk to you. I know you've been on the road a lot as well, so it's good to finally catch up with you and be back on the show, and hopefully you guys will get to speak with some of our drivers here in just a few minutes.
That's right, and I understand that you guys have now left Eldora and on your way to Miss Vicky Emig's part of the world and the Fast Track Northeast stuff.
Yes, Matt Long, one of our Flag to Flag members, he is originally from Cambridge, Ohio, where we are now, and he was kind and gracious enough to offer the opportunity to go along with him on the trip. So we came to Eldora Saturday. We took yesterday off, did all the maintenance and cleanup today, and we head to Expo on Wednesday. So we'll head there, McKean County on Thursday, Raceway 7 on Friday, and then, good Lord willing, we'll try to head back down and catch the Southeast Fast Track Touring event at WIF on Saturday. So I love racing, and a lot of what we're trying to do and expand in Flag to Flag I felt it would be a good opportunity to go not only see some races and go to some racetracks that I hadn't had the privilege of visiting, but also to try to, expand on what we're trying to build with Flag to Flag, which is really now concentrated in the Southeast, but we're now, of course, trying to branch out into different geographical areas, and I thought this would be very useful for that.
Now, you've been doing this now for a better part of the year. Well, we got some feedback. You've been doing this for a better part of the year now. Have you guys seen some pretty decent growth?
We have. We opened in November of last year, right before Thanksgiving, and we knew that we were not going to grow immediately, but we wanted the time to work through, the growing pains, and hopefully get as close to quote unquote spot on as you'd like to be going into the season. But our growth now is we're probably in the 70 to 80 driver member range, or total member range. That counts a few companies as well. It's from a PR aspect, that's a lot to keep up with, but the way we have our packages designed, we try to keep them very affordable. And our goal is just to be a voice. Will, we want to give everybody the equal opportunity to have a voice and gain some additional exposure. And due to I commend Michael Rigsby and those guys. I mean, I just worship the effort they're doing. But there's so many other racetracks and racers that are using these companies' products and being very successul. And just to give those guys a voice and give them an opportunity to kind of have their name put in the lights is something we're looking for. And that's kind of what we're built on. Now, in the last couple of months, we've been fortunate enough to gather the attention of some of the product companies as they have are starting to see a value in being able to market to our teams. So that's hopefully the next phase for us, while we continue to hopefully add driver members, giving those companies a direct link or direct avenue to the race teams themselves is definitely the next wave that we're working on. So, like I said, with our packages now being $4.99 a year, and we have one at $1.99 a year, and just a few weeks ago we opened a free profile. So we hope that will, give some exposure to some of those teams and let them kind of test the waters to see if the other packages are things they might be interested in, and that has worked well for us as well.
Well, and earlier in the season, we had you guys on quite a bit, and the deal was we would bring a few drivers on. So tonight, you graciously talked to some of your guys, and they decided to join us here on In the Dirt. Who have you lined up for us this evening?
Tonight we'll have David Smith from Inman, South Carolina. David's a longtime veteran on the fast track circuit. David's raced everything from asphalt and Busch Grand National days to, I mean, the man can drive anything. He's a good friend of mine and somebody that I respect, both personally and professionally. And, defending, touring champion, with Fast Track, and he's at another championship run right now. He's in a tight battle with that deal, and he'll be on tonight. Second, we'll have on Ryan Atkins from Mount Airy, North Carolina, and Ryan's, of course, my brother, and he is he's of course a member of Flag to Flag as well. And he has picked up the last two feature wins with Raceway up in Rural Retreat, Virginia. So I told him when he got into the victory lane that we would definitely try to arrange something. So I've definitely got to pay up. So our last guest tonight is another great guy. Is Jimmy Schultz from Hickory, North Carolina, and Jimmy is the owner of Dirt Wrap that does the wraps on the cars, and they have a very successful business and a great product. Jimmy also manages the Carolina Auto Racing Show, co-manages that deal. And Jimmy actually ran Eldora this weekend. It was just his second race of the year in a new chassis, so I'm sure you guys will get deeper into that discussion, but ran very well. Jimmy ran third at Eldora, only his second race this year, so I was really, really excited for him because I know he's not been able, due to his personal and professional obligations, has not been able to race as much as he might what he would like to. So yeah, it was good to see him have a good run. Getting a little later start in the season for him. But I appreciate all those guys. Appreciate what you guys do for us, and I don't want to take any more time away from you guys, but especially the drivers. That's who it's about. It's all about our members and giving them an opportunity to share their voice, and I'm very appreciative to be associated with all three.
Well, Jason, you guys have fun up there in the Northeast. Like I said, tell Miss Vicki that I said hello, and I hope all the racing's good. Tell Matt Long hello for me, and we're going to get right into David Smith.
Well, sure do appreciate it, Webb, and all the listeners. Thank you guys, and y'all check us out at flagtoflag.net.
All right, we'll talk at you.
Thank you. See you.
All right, we're going to move right along, right into, I believe this is David, is this you?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm burning up. How about you?
I know. Well, I've just come off the Hell Tour myself. I had 4 races I covered for Dirt on Dirt, and the thermostat I said was set on 100 in hell all week. So. Golly,
I know. I told these guys, if we're going to work out in this shop, we're going to air condition it pretty soon. We're going to keep working this kind of mess. If y'all want me to help.
So, Dave, we looking here, you guys competed up there at Eldora. Picked you up a 7th place finish, but other than that, how's the season been going to this point?
Well, we've won 10 so far this year and had probably 16, 17 poles this year, so we've had a really great season. The other night the fuel pump quit right as we went to qualify, and it just got us stuck in a hole, and we said we ended up 6th. We'd actually passed up to 4th, and they had a caution 3 laps to go, and I passed all the cars I passed the other night up on the top, and really that wasn't the right move at the end there. I should have dove to the bottom, and I ended up giving a couple spots away right there in the last lap. But, all in all, not racing there that much. I was still tickled and would really like to race up that way some more. It just seemed like the racing's a little better. The competition was really keen this weekend, and I don't know. It's just fun to go that way sometimes and race against different guys and different tracks, and it's just different dirt, and really enjoying getting away, and it gives you some your product sponsors to different people, and folks a chance to get to see you and view you too. So,
well, I mean, you've raced who knows how many tracks, and I'm sure you've raced tracks that have just as much nostalgia as Eldora. But tell me what it's like. I mean, you were probably there a couple of years ago too. But what's it like to go race at Eldora? It's got to be one of them deals where it's just Eldora.
Well, it is. It's fun. Like I said, it's fun. And you can race there. Most of the time you got more than one groove. And and you hate to knock the racetracks down around this way, but especially in the summertime, it just gets so one lane down this way racing. And qualifying's everything. But the other night, I started 16th and got tangled up with a guy that turned sideways in the first lap in front of me there, so I ended up falling back to 22nd. So, I really got in a pretty deep hole there, but I was able to race back by, on the top and the bottom and just come through there pretty good. So, I want to race at Charlotte in front of 80,000 people before, but I mean, dirt's just more fun to me, and it's just home, and Granddad owned racetracks all the way up, when I was growing up, and I just like it a lot more. It's just fun to race dirt.
Well, switching gears a little bit, part of the reason why you're on here is to talk flag to flag. You guys are former champion of the Fast Track Southeast. Looking at your race car, you guys know how to take care of sponsors. You know how to get the word out. Your sponsors. You even came by the Old Man Garage booth and helped sell alternators and starters for us at the car show. What's it like to be involved with Flag to Flag?
Oh, it's been a big help this year. It's helped me keep everybody up to date. It's hard for me to do it. I run my own business too, and it's really a 20-hour job day just without having to do the racing stuff at night. But it's been a huge plus. Everybody knows what's going on. Jason sends the emails out to them, does reports, sends out pictures. It keeps, and then when I call them, man, it's just they know who they're talking to, and they've already seen that, and it makes it. I mean, I'm in business, and I know they are too. There's not much such thing as free stuff anymore. But when you get 10% off here, 20% off there, or half off there, and then, and it builds. I mean, I've been with Griffin Radiators for 25 years. They've helped me, so I've got a real long-lasting relationship with those guys. But it's because I take care of them. And the things like that Jason does, and keeping them informed. And I hate to say it, but that was really a slack point, to me, and I know it has to do with other racers. You just don't get to say thanks enough for the help you get. And, I try to sell their product to other racers. I mean, I'm racing against you, but hey, they got to stay in business too. So I try to support who supports me. and even some of the ones that don't.
Well, and we've had these marketing discussions before here on the show, and 15, 20 years ago, you could use that dusty old scrapbook, show the Victory Lane pictures. This is me here. This is me here. Look, you can have your name here and all that. But really, with Flag to Flag, and as much as you guys can do now with the outlets that there are, it's almost a no-brainer to get with somebody like Flag to Flag and help promote your race program.
Oh, most definitely. And then, there's people that he can introduce you to that he's met through other contacts. When it comes time to go to the PRI show or the IMS show in Indy, I mean, it's not as hard of a deal when you get there. I mean, whether you get anything or not, it's that relationship you build. It may be a question that somebody can help you with an answer if you don't know. Not just necessarily getting stuff for free or a discount. I mean, it's not all about that, but it's putting you in with the right people and the right contacts and getting the information back to the right contact, that they're seeing how much that you do really appreciate them.
Well, before I let you get out of here, I got one more thing I talked to you about. We ran into each other at the J.T. Kerr Memorial up there at 411, the Neesmith race. What did you think about our Neesmith guys? You guys had a top 10 finish.
I did. I really enjoyed everything. I think I went out kind of real late, like 2 cars in it qualifying. It might have hurt us just a little bit. I think the pole that night was an 80-something, mid-80s, and I went like a low 90, and I was still 90. I mean, that's really keen competition there also. And I think that night drawed an extra tough field of cars, the ones that wanted to come out and show their support and all for JT. I did business with JT in the salvage business, too. I don't know how many people knew that, but JT used to be in the same, the auto wrecking business like I'm in. So, I had different relationships with him, and some did, but I always thought a lot of him, and it just worked out that we had a weekend off, and I got to go run that show. And I noticed today that they've going to go to move their Neesmith stuff to Florida around Ocala, so I'm thinking about maybe possibly trying to run that or maybe some of the first-year stuff. It's a little closer. I like East Bay, but it doesn't really seem, and I don't want to knock anything here, but don't really seem like the racing's been as good the last 2 or 3 years I've been there, and I think Ocala has picked up their program and have got good racing, so I'm hoping maybe I can run some of that stuff also. But really enjoy Fast Track's been home for me, raced with them pretty much for the last 4 or 5 years, and I should have took back over the points lead after this past weekend. And we got 4 real busy next weeks that's coming up. We got Whitfield this weekend. Let's see, we go to Whitfield, then we go to Bulls Gap, and then we go to Thunder Mountain, and then we go back to Toccoa. So we got quite a few. Thunder Mountain's a 2-race weekend, so we got 5 shows coming up here the next 4 weeks. We're going to also race tomorrow night at Gaffney, so, quite a bit of racing going on.
Well, David, I appreciate you joining us here on the program. Appreciate your friendship. And before I let you go, thank some of them sponsors.
Hey, most definitely. We got, like I said, Griffin has been with us for a long time, and Pro Shocks and VP Racing Fuels, Big A's Custom Graphics, Flag to Flag, of course, handles all our PR stuff. McCarter Towing that basically owns all my racing stuff now. TNT Race Cars for giving me such great race cars. Bea Headers, Burt Transmissions, and Docile Art, Simpson, Butler Built. I got quite a bit of help, thank goodness. FK Rod Ends, Brake Man. It just goes on and on, but I couldn't do it without a single one of them. It all Old Man's Garage and Coalfield Starters, and some guys have been with me for the last couple of years. I met them through the Fast Track Series. So, this is great people to work with.
Well, Dave, we wish you continued success for the rest of the season. And look, I'm glad to hear you say you might come join us in Ocala for the Winter Nationals.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that, and always kind of take and do the show instead. But I don't know. I may try to make it where I can race that weekend also. So I'm looking forward to it. Got to mention Fuel Curving here, which is my main crew chief, and Bob does all our carburetor work and supplies a lot of carburetors to the crate racers. But he's got the best product out there right now, and you have to run against it. But that's how he makes his living. So
that's right. Sounds like you got a full house back there, so we'll let you get back at it, and I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Hey, thanks a lot, Will. Good talking to you.
All right, Dave.
Appreciate it.
Mr. David Smith, former champion of the Fast Track Series. When we come back, we'll be talking to Ryan Atkins. Welcome back in, race fans. It's In the Dirt here. Bring Kyle back in. Kyle, what you think of old David Smith? He's a pretty good dude, ain't he?
Yeah, he's cool. He was cool when we met him, and he's I didn't know he was he'd race like Grand National stuff and all that. I never knew that about him.
Yeah, he's a pretty serious racer. I mean, not that everybody isn't a serious racer, but yeah, he's done some things in the sport. And I seen him up there at 411 during that Neesmith event, and he hollered at me, and I looked around, I couldn't see nobody, and he looked at me, he hollered again. I was like, oh hell, my bad, dude. Well, all right, we're gonna move. Well, you just don't expect, people to know who you are. I mean, I don't. I don't walk around trying to be known or seen or anything. But anyway, we're gonna bring Ryan Atkins on. Ryan, you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
So, first question I have to ask, Ryan. I mean, I have to ask, what's it like being Jason's brother? What I understand is he is bigger than all of you, right?
Yeah, I'm about 5'11" or 6 foot. My dad's about 6'1". My mom's probably 5'5", and he went ahead and grew up to about 6'6". So he went ahead and made the rest of us look kind of bad. So
would you say that he's tall or just freakishly tall?
No, he's just tall. He's
okay.
He was built for basketball.
That's right. Well, I'm from Indiana, so I don't know why he didn't. Did he get recruited by anybody?
I'm honestly not sure. See, there's 11 years between us. So when he was in high school, I was still playing kickball at elementary school, so I can't remember. Well, I know he did play some college ball at the local community college. I know he done that.
I've known Jason a couple of years. I feel like we're pretty good buddies. So I just had to ask if there's any sibling rivalry or any dirt you're gonna give us on him.
No, not too bad.
So, all right. Well, tell us a little bit about you and what your racing exploits are.
Well, so far in the past, the season so far has been good for us. We've had a couple, bad nights, but we've had 5 runner-up finishes, and we've just come off of back-to-back wins, and the season is looking good for us. And this upcoming week, we'll actually be racing against David at the fast track race in Louisville, Virginia this weekend, and that's where we just come off of our back-to-back wins at. So we really looking forward to it. I feel like it could be a good strong shot for us to take down a tour win.
Yeah. Now, also, your brother, are you part of his stable at flagtoflag.net? And if so, how's it helping with your program?
Well, the thing with Flag to Flag is there's always something that you're going to need in racing, no matter what. There's always something you need in racing, and he basically provides a service that if he can get his hands on it, he's going to help you get it somehow. And it's been able to open. We actually are hopefully before long going to try to maybe put a car together, and with that, we'll need every single part out there, and we've I've been talking to him about it as far as looking, and it's helping to open doors at any kind of part looking for as far as rear ends go and everything, and also it's a big help to where we have won, and also where we've had good runs. Everybody that is associated with us, with our sponsors and product sponsors, has been well up to date and knows everything. They know, if we win on Saturday night, by Monday morning, they've got an email and have been in contact on how our performance went. And, that's just, even if it didn't bring one new thing to the table, I believe it's really strong and stable of keeping every relationship that we've got now going forward, because they are always knowing what's going on with our racing. Even if they're not at the track with us, they're getting basically a week-to-week play-by of what's going on.
Well, real quick, since we got you here on the line, tell us a little bit about what's coming up and what you guys see towards the end of the season. You got anything big coming up, or what's going on?
Well, I mean, we have, of course, more fast track tour races on and on. Besides the fast track tour races at the end of the year, probably around October, we'll be going to the World Championship for fast track, which is a pretty big 3-day deal for us. We go and we're going to run in probably 3 different main events that if we was fortunate, and everything fell perfect and we won all 3 events, we'd walk away winning about anywhere from, just depending, but probably around $30,000 or better. So I mean, that one weekend is our Grand Slam. I mean, that's it right there. I mean, but there's a lot of, you know, good sized tour races that's coming up that, you know, we have our eyes on and everything, but we don't really ever points chase any, because when you points chase, you have to be tied down to it. And, you know, with my dad being a minister, you never know when something may come up to where he can't be there, and we do this all as a family, so it's either all of us be there or we don't go. So we go and enjoy and run weekly shows and run our tour races. So we have, well, we've got a 10,000 to win. Let's see, what is it in September? Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day. We've got a big Labor Day race that'll actually be back in Whitfield, Virginia. It's a 3-day deal. So we've got that and the World Championship and stuff coming up in the next few months.
Well, have you guys, do you guys get down to Florida at all during the winter to race? Or, I mean, is that, because, you know, the Neesmith has changed their, they're going to have 5 races at the beginning of the season, starting next year at Ocala.
I highly foresee us doing. I highly don't see us doing that, and you know, we'd love to. I mean, we'd love to go and just, you know, race for 5 days down there. It'd be great and fun, but you know, you've got to. There's also a reality to it. That if you go and do that, if you went for 5 days and you went and raced in that, and you bought if you went to go race and win, and the tires it took to buy and go run it, and for us traveling expense, there's no way we could go race for 5 days down there for less than probably $6,000 or $7,000. There's just no way possible with fuel, rooms, pit passes, and that's just, you know, I mean, I know I've heard a lot of people say, you know, well, don't think about the money when you go racing, you go to win. Well, there's also a good part of reality that you got to realize. Probably you're not going to go down there and just wax the field all 5 nights.
Yeah, I think some of the Neesmith, well, any of the touring guys of any series are going to be tough, but
exactly.
And you got to race. You got to race with what your pocketbook allows. So I understand that. Well, before we let you get off here, I want you to, and I know that your mother's listening tonight. So hey, Miss Atkins, I want you to thank some of your sponsors and you know, just thank your sponsors and. Thank your sponsors.
Well, first of all, I would thank, you know, my mom and dad, because they do own the team and everything. And if it wasn't for them 5 years ago, deciding to let a kid who had never drove anything except a truck out on the road getting a race car, it'd never be possible. But I definitely got to thank Circle K. You know, they have been a huge support. And come on, I got to thank FK Rod Ends. Maria at FK is. I mean, just, you wouldn't believe at the support of their product and what they do, and Brandon and JJ at JRI Shocks. I mean, I got to know and come to those guys and decide to switch and get their product and go to run. It's made a astronomical difference in our racing program. You know, I got to thank Steve Heinz at Heinz Bros Performance. You know, I mean, he's just, I mean, everybody there. You know, Elkins Jewelers, a local jewelry town. So if anybody's in North Carolina needs jewelry, swing by there. They got.
Uh-oh. We lost. Did we lose you? Oh, we lost Ryan. I apologize, but your phone call was dropped. But that was Ryan Atkins, one of the other drivers from the flag2flag.net stable, talking about he was thanking all the sponsors. Ryan, appreciate the phone call. Miss Atkins, Jason, I know you guys are listening. The call was dropped. I apologize for that. Let's move on in the program. Let's bring on our next guest, as Blog Talk Radio is messing me over. You with us, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm here.
Blog Talk, the whole board just went blank. I had Wesley Outland on. He's going to tell us a little bit more about flag2flag.net. Excuse me, no, he wasn't. He's talking about Adora. Yeah, Brian Gray usually checks my phone calls for me, and he said left me high and dry today. So what do you guys got on the horizon at Old Man's Garage there, Kyle? Besides fixing the car.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. Just go wherever. Probably try to run some more at Fort Payne, and I'll probably just try to run Super there because we've been doing, besides this big show, we went the week before and finished third in Supers. So, I'm just going to try it with Supers, try it in Supers in my credit car again, or I don't know. We'll probably go to Green Valley. I think they're racing this weekend, and back to Talladega some, and he was talking today about maybe going to Rome here if we could find us a tire sponsor to buy us a set of tires to go over there. I'd like to have a tire and fuel sponsor in general.
Yeah.
But
did Green Valley get their wall up yet on the backstretch?
I don't think so. I think they said they're going to start working on it after this weekend, which doesn't, they've had 3 weeks off instead of 2 or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know why they didn't do that then, but I think they may be going to start after this weekend, they said. So I'm just waiting to hit that pretty hard, I imagine.
Well, all right. Well,
because it's going to be something different.
Yeah. Well, they need that wall back there. Let's bring on Mr. Wesley Outland, the voice of the Fast Track Racing Organization. Mr. Wesley.
Hey, man, how are you guys doing, man? It's been a while since I've been on your radio show, Webb.
Well, we've been lacking on the AccuWeather forecast from that part of the country, so go ahead and get that out of the way first.
Do you want the AccuWeather forecast? It is freaking hot. That is the word. It is hot, muggy, sultry, miserable, but as long as the sun's out and it don't affect racing, then that's a good thing.
That's right. So, real quick, I want you and Kyle to talk Eldora. I'm going to turn the reins over to you, Wesley, of In the Dirt. You've got the reins. I need to check the phone call here real quick on the board.
No, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you for a few minutes. So Kyle, ask him about Eldora, and I will be right back in just a second. Go.
All right. Yeah, Kyle. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
So,
I've never even seen the racetrack, so you're going to have to fill me in on everything.
All right. Well, first off, let me just say that Eldora is like, it's hallowed ground. It really is. It's like, it's the way people feel about when they go to Daytona for the first time for NASCAR, or they go to Indianapolis if you like the open wheel cars for the Indy 500. It is the epicenter of dirt racing. It is the holy ground of, you want to be there, whether it's being a race car driver or, a couple of years ago I had the privilege to go to Eldora Speedway, and I've done some stuff for ODC Network. I was able to do some announcing in the pits, but not for the PA, just for the radio stuff that we were doing. And that's when I first ran into Rick Eshelman, and I really got to hang out with Rick Eshelman and meet him and hang out and talk about stuff. And he told me, he said, Wesley, if you ever get the opportunity to announce a race at Eldora, it is truly not just another race. It is a privilege and an honor to be able to come work one of these shows. And it was a privilege and an honor to have the Fast Track Racing Series back there on Saturday night. We had 40 Fast Track late models show up, and a driver that went back to his grassroots Superman, Jonathan Davenport Bryan. And I'm telling you what, man, from the drop of the green flag, of course, Fulton, Mississippi's Eric Cooley in the car number 33 set fast time. But whenever they dropped the green flag for the A-Main 40-lapper 5,000 to win for the Chevy Performance Fast Track class, Jonathan Davenport set sail and never looked back.
Hey, I'm back. Kyle May is with you. I got to do something real quick, Wes, okay? I have to do this real quick because...
What's happening, Webb Dillard?
Better late than never, my friend, right?
Yeah, that's right. But let me tell you something, dude. I've got something sitting in my garage right now. And
right. I'm
going to set UMP on top of its head.
Okay, well, let's save it for just a second. I had to bring you on because I actually just wanted to hear that song, to be honest with you. But let's finish up with Wesley. We got Jimmy Schiltz coming on of Dirt Rap and...
Jimmy Schitz. Did you say Jimmy Schitz?
No, Schiltz. Schiltz. I didn't say shit.
Jimmy
Yes,
Shields.
you did that time.
I said at that time, but no. But anyway, so Wesley, I thank you for letting me interrupt you. Now, continue. I think you left off with calling races Eldora. Go.
Oh yeah, well I was just telling, like I was telling Brian, and and welcome in, Kyle. And again, I'm late also. I was told to call in at 7:10, and the world of my Facebook mobile is acting up, and I didn't get the message until probably just about 20 minutes ago. So, and I was listening to Ryan.
Wesley, we're all late today.
And by the way, congratulations to Ryan Atkins, man. He's really got a lot of great momentum going on. I know that's one reason why they decided to not go to Eldora. They really wanted to work on their package at Wythe, and they've got 2 wins in a row. And I want to let everybody know right now also, please keep your thoughts and prayers for everybody up in Wytheville and rural Retreat, Virginia. They had a bad storm that came through the area, and it has knocked out all power at the Wythe Raceway. Right now, everything is scheduled as go for that event, but if we don't have no power, we ain't gonna be able to race unless it's a daytime event. I don't think nobody wants to be out in the 100-degree weather.
Well, NASCAR puts on windshield wipers and radials. Why don't you guys just put headlights in?
Well, we could do that, but I mean, it might be hard for everybody to see. I'd put like UFO lights all the way around the cars.
That's right.
And so, but nonetheless, Eric Cooley from Fulton, Mississippi, he was the fast time qualifier and done a great job. And pretty much at the drop of the green flag, Jonathan Davenport took the outside lane, never looked back, took the lead. And I was doing my checks and stats and notes and everything while I was still announcing the race on Saturday night at the Big E, and it was his first ever national touring event at Eldora Speedway. He's ran the World 100, he's ran the Dream 100, he's run those big super late model shows, but he's never ever won any of them, never won any big events. And and came back to his grassroots on Saturday night at Eldora and went on to win the Chevy Performance Fast Track Clash. It was a good show. It was a great program. Larry Bowes, Roger Slack, Larry Kemp, everybody up there at the Big E, super great individuals. Had a great time working with them. We were very, very impressed. Had a great. It was just an all-around great experience. And I got to give a big thanks to Jordan Deal and the TNT Race Cars team. The Fast Track Officials Hall had a little bit of a pickle over the last week before heading up there. Had some brake issues, and it put everybody behind. So, they had to get brakes put on the officials' trailer before they made the trip up there. And instead, I had to drive all the way up to Asheville and catch a ride with the Jordan Deal Racing Team, Team 22, out of Landrum, South Carolina, and I rode with them and had a super great time up there. And I'm gonna tell you what, Webb, they were fourth quick they were fifth fast in their session for hot laps, and when they came out to qualify for one lap or their first lap, they were fourth fast in qualifying and then blew the motor.
Was Davenport, that ride he was in up there, was that the same one he raced at Modoc last year?
Jonathan Davenport was actually driving for the Blake Bentley Racing Team for that event. This race he ran with Team AES Racing with Steve Cook and Dan Brewer and Rambo Dennis Franklin. Rambo actually was running the Clash of Fayetteville, so he wasn't there. But but no, it was all in all a great show. I got a rundown of the results if you want me to throw them to you real quick. Real quick. A rundown. Yeah, I'll give you a rundown of the top 10. Let's see here.
Well, it was Davenport first, Cooley second, Jimmy Schiltz third, Wayne Robertson was fourth, Chad Ruhlman. Then it was David Smith, who was a guest earlier. Then Holt Graver. Eighth was Steve Dixon. Ninth, Zach Mitchell. And then 10th was Singleton.
Rick Singleton, yes.
I had it up. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, then it was Brian Connor, Dan Angelichio, Matt Long, Max Blair, Steve Cook, top 15, Dave Erica Jr., Kyle Lukens, Trent Ivy, George Kalatic, Dan Brewer, the top 20 in the round. At the full field was Dale Timms, Bobby Royer, Lee Cooper, and Matt Cobb. And one thing I'm going to throw out there, that this was a national event. So you do get points for running the event, but it was not a points event like a Southeast, Mideast, or Northeast points race. That's why we had all the different regions come together. But the points leaders for the races, Webb, had bad nights. Lee Cooper brought out the first caution. He spun up by himself in turn 4 on the conclusion of the first lap. And then on the restart, he hit the wall hard. I think either a rod broke on the rear end of the car, or he cut a tire down in turn 3, but he hit the wall a ton, and that ended his night early. And then, of course, with about 3 laps to go, car number 111 out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, the man that was leading the Fast Track Northeast Series, Max Blair, hit the wall big time in turn 1. So the points guys took a big hit, but again, as I said, it was an optional points event. It wasn't a regular points race like it will be for this weekend at Wythe. And I wanted to throw that out there, Webb. We've got a busy month of July for Fast Track, buddy. And the Ultimate Supers are going to be at Smoky Mountain Speedway this weekend. They're going to be back in action again. They've been off for 2 weeks. They'll be back July 7th at Smoky Mountain Speedway in Tennessee. The Fast Track Tour will be at Wythe this Saturday night. Then July 14th will be at the Gap at Volunteer Speedway. That is the makeup race of the race that was rained out back in April. That date's already been up, so we're going to do that next Saturday, the 14th of July. And then the 20th and 21st, we go to Thunder Mountain Speedway in Hanover, West Virginia. Really looking forward to going back to that place. It's going to be Stan's 53rd birthday. He's going to have a big old bash, a big party, a shindig on Friday night, partying, eating, food, drinking. Everybody just really having a great time hanging out. The fans are going to be all involved with it. They're really going to hype that up. 2,000 win Friday night, the 20th, 3,000 win on the 21st. And then on the 28th, we go to Toccoa Speedway in Toccoa, Georgia. So definitely got a lot of great things going on. So hopefully the forecast for the upcoming month will be good, no rain and racing.
I don't think it'll be rain. Well, Wesley, thanks for joining us. Albeit a little bit late, no problem. Always a pleasure to have you on. We've got to get to our last guest, even Mr. Jimmy Shields with the Dirt Rap, and, of course, flagtoflag.net. So, Wesley, welcome back anytime, friend.
Absolutely. And, man, I got to tell you what, I have got to give props to Jimmy Shields in car number 24 at Hickory. Dirty Rap is what I call him. I told him in the pits after he came up and congratulated Jonathan Davenport in victory lane, I came up to him and I said, man, I'm going to tell you, if it would have been a 50-lap A, man, I think you would have gave Davenport a run for the money. He said, hell, Wesley, if I could have got a road in him off of turn 4, I would have won the darn thing. Definitely a good show. And Jimmy Shields, and I understand talking with Jimmy, he's going to be running with us all the way for the rest of the year with the touring races. So we're looking forward to seeing them. And remember, go to fasttrackracing.com for all the information. And no Fast Track Weekly Live tomorrow night. We'll be back on next Tuesday night. I've got races for the rest of the weekend to announce.
All right, Wesley, thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you again, man.
All right, buddy. You take care of yourself, guys.
Out. Mr. Wesley Allen, the voice of the Fast Track. Now we're going to bring to the program buddy of mine, Mr. Jimmy Shields. Jimmy, how are you, brother?
I'm pretty good, buddy. How are you doing?
Oh, I got to visit the Hell Tour for 4 races, and with the weather the way it was and the amount of sleep that I did not get, it's very aptly named.
Those guys do some racing, don't they?
Yeah, that's to squeeze a whole series, a whole season of racing into 29 days, whatever it is outlandish. I like Jimmy Owens was there. He said he didn't think he could do it. So whole new respect for some of the guys that raced that deal. But you're racing. You're a racer. Finished top 5, 3rd place at Eldora. Where's that stack up for you?
It's up there. I mean, I've won races and things like that, but just the nostalgia of that place and just the raceability of that place, it's probably the most fun I've ever had in a race car. Just the track conditions were such that you could race all over it, and it was it's really hard to describe. When you watch anything on Eldora, any of the events on Dirt or on TV or anything like that, it doesn't do it justice until you go there. You actually have to see the banking and how progressive it is, and then when you really look at the racetrack, you see how it has, especially after the race and during the race, how it has all these layers of black slick, and then there's streaks of traction, and then there's black slick again, and you have to really study it while you're racing because it changes all the time. And I absolutely loved it. I wish I could race on something like that every week. But we'll be back up there.
Now, you guys haven't been able to race as much this year as what I've been told. That's true, right?
Yeah, that was only my second race this year. I went to Charlotte for the Indy Air race, and we haven't raced since. So we've had a lot of changes this year. With we've purchased a building, and we moved at the beginning and basically in March, our busiest time of the year with Dirt Rap, and we also sold our house. We're in the process of building a house, and you have the busy season with the wraps and decals and things like that, and it just was so much that I just had to put racing on the back burner until we kind of got a lot of that stuff sorted out. So, in fact, I don't even know if I was really ready to even go to Eldora. That's what I said, I wasn't ready to go, but I just made up my mind last week, and I told my dad, I was like, we have to go. Let's just go and do it, and see what comes of it.
I'm ashamed that I haven't got to go yet, and I'll make my way to Eldora in some way, somehow. But moving on to the next portion of our conversation, you guys are in business, do things with flagtoflag.net. You as a driver and a business owner make you a unique animal, so to speak, where you kind of you know the marketing side of just business because you have that. You have business. You have the Dirt Raps and then as a racer, you know the importance of getting the word out about yourself. Talk to us a little bit about flagtoflag.net and how it works with Dirt Raps.
Well, Dirt Rap is a lot like a lot of the other product suppliers out there, where we have several customers, strewn across the country, and it's really difficult to keep up with everybody. Things change all the time. That people race on Fridays and Saturdays, and like this Hell Tour, people are racing during the week, and just trying to stay up with everybody, or being able to market who's running well, or winning races and things like that here and there. So for Dirt Rap, it's a perfect blend with Jason's flagtoflag.net, because he's able to communicate with us as far as how all of our drivers are doing. That saves us a ton of legwork. But he also can communicate our message to his clientele with the individual racer. So it really works hand in hand, and he's doing a great job with that.
And you probably, I would assume that the Carolina Auto Racing Show probably does some stuff with Flag to Flag. So even that probably there. I mean, you promote, you bring in companies and such for the conference, for the convention. So it's basically just it's like a Facebook for the industry.
It is. It's a big network. I mean, it's a networking event. And I mean, Jason has able to customize his program for each individual business, depending on what it is that they're looking for. As far as results, I've heard one time that Mark Richards said he spent a whole day and a half, all of Monday and half of Tuesday, searching through all the magazines and newspapers and internet sites, things like that, trying to find out who in his rocket chassis were winning races so that he could promote them throughout the week. And something like this just takes all that out of it. It's pretty much automatic. But if there's something that you are wanting to target specifically, let's say that Dirt Rap wants to run a promotion for the Super Series in Mississippi, Louisiana, and things like that. That's what Flag to Flag can do. They can target certain markets and advertise, what your message is. They can communicate back who the potential clientele is, and it's unprecedented of what we've had to do that up until now. I mean, we've all had to accumulate our databases on our own, and now with something like that, we can kind of put it in somebody else's hands that has already done all that work for us and allow us to do what we do well, and that's make our products.
Well, and before we move on to the thanking all the sponsors, I want you guys. What's the sophomore season shaping up to be for the Carolina Auto Racing Show?
Oh, we're so excited. You came up to the show and we received really nothing but positive feedback, and that's not a stretch of the truth. We're trying to blow smoke or everything like that. It was really worked out really well. We were, even amazed ourselves at how smooth everything went logistically. And so everything that we did this past year, we're going to do again. We've expanding on our events, and just like we're partnering with Speedway Illustrated and Carl Fredrickson. And I don't know if you're aware of that, but Carl has done a game show called Let's Make a Racing Deal. Super cool idea. Carl has done this. He works with sponsors and companies where they put up products. And Carl's actually coming to our show and is going to put on Friday night the Let's Make a Racing Deal. So
you're telling me I could win a goat or something maybe?
You could win whatever he got out there. You could have you could win a goat. You could win a new set of digital scales. You could win
I like it.
An autographed picture of Jimmy Schilfer. You could win a you could win a new helmet.
I was hoping to get
one's good, one's bad.
I'd hope to get one of those autographed pictures of you for free. But anyway, so and just so I can add this, when I was with Old Man's Garage, we attended, and compared to and granted, you guys know what you are and what you're not as far as the show. That being said, we had just come from the IMA show, and most of the people that were there probably did IMAs too. And Kyle and I, Kyle May, our driver, or the driver for Old Man's Garage, and one of the co-hosts tonight, we looked at each other and we were like, wow, this is almost like a miniature Indianapolis show. I mean, it really was put together well. It wasn't a swap meet. It was really a well-done convention. Are you guys getting a bigger play? Do you have to get more room this year?
Well, what we're doing, as far as the convention center last year, we only opened up the one part of it, the main room there.
That's right.
And we filled that one up. And so what we're going to do this year is on the other side, all in the same building, of course, it's just a breezeway that walks between them. We're going to open that side up for booths. And that whole side is carpeted, and it's really nice. We're going to do some events over there that it's going to attract, people over there up to that side so that, all of the traffic is going to be localized in one area. So we'll do a lot of creative things like that to make it equal for everybody, the existing vendors and also the new vendors that are coming. But you're totally right. I mean, the feel of what we wanted and targeted to begin with is exactly what we got. It was a mini Indianapolis or it was a true racing trade show, a hardcore racing trade show. And all the vendors, that we talked to that were extremely pleased with that and thought there was a ton of value. Goodyear Tire told us, and they were one of the people that we thought, Goodyear's going to do this, but we didn't really know what exactly is Goodyear going to get out of this. I mean, what are they really trying to sell or whatever? I mean, people know who Goodyear Tire is. And they came to us on the first night after Friday night and came to us, and they were so excited, and they said they did 5 times the business on that Friday than they had at the last 3 PRIs combined. And
I believe it.
And it's because they said they saw so many racetrack promoters and owners that they've never seen before. A ton of, and they signed up racetracks and everything else. And that's exactly what this whole thing was. This whole idea started because it is an untapped market, and we didn't have a major trade show or anything like that here to really, get. And as far as the feedback that we received from the vendors and the attendees both, we've gotten thank you letters and emails and compliments galore, just thanking us for putting it on and give everybody a chance to do something like this. So our whole goal going forward, just like we said last year, we're going to make it more quality and bigger and better, but we're not going to raise our prices, and we're not going to do anything like that to make it anything different than what it is. And we're really excited about that, the things that are that we're doing to come on board. So we basically stay tuned. We're sending out our exhibitor kits this next week, so everybody will be receiving that as far as reserving their booth space and things like that. All of the vendors that attended last year have the option to reserve their space, this upcoming year, of course, as an incentive, for thank you for doing this. That's kind of the idea of why you want to get involved with the trade show early so that you can get a good space and keep it. So
that's right. That's right.
And so all that stuff will be going out, and we'll be signing up new vendors as well. So definitely looking for, and we've got a lot of other things in the works as far as promotions to the attendees and vendors that's going to make even more value than what it was last year.
Well, if for anybody who's listening, this is also, it's not closed to the public. This is open to the public. Am I correct in saying that?
It is open to the public, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What's the website that people can go get more information on it, whether they be a vendor or just an attendee?
www.carolinaautoracing.com. And
All
if
right.
any vendor has a specific question, they can go to the website and they can get our contact information, but they can just send me an email directly, Jimmy@CarolinaAutoRacingShow.com, or they can, Clint Elkins, Clint@CarolinaAutoRacingShow.com, and we would be glad to answer any questions or accommodate anything, any needs that any vendor has. And we also want to announce too, we have an addition to our staff that is I don't know if you're familiar with Bucky Gregory.
Yeah,
Bucky Gregory is very well known in the circle track racing world. He was pretty much the man who got Roush Yates Performance Parts off the ground and to the level that it is today. He's not with Roush Yates anymore, but he is on our staff as our lead salesperson. So he is working really hard and diligently to with his contacts and adding, that booth space as well. So we're kind of worried a little bit that we might not even have enough. We might have to turn people away, which would be a good problem for us, but we also, want to make sure that we accommodate everybody as well that wants to be a part of this. So. And
I have to mention it because he's a buddy of mine, but Bucky's got a very talented nephew in Hunter Peacock out of Macon, Georgia. He started late models this year, I believe, or super late models anyway. Well, before we let you,
great driver.
Yeah, great driver, great kid. I mean, I got to spend time with him at the shop, and their shop is just like many people's shops are. It's like a museum of go-kart remnants, and they had race cars everywhere. But before we let you go, let's switch it back to put your racer's cap back on, and thank some of the sponsors that helped you guys get that top 5, that third place finish there at Eldora.
I thank my main sponsor, Neesmith GM Crate Engines, best guys in the world to deal with GM engines. And I as far as a personal experience with those guys, had one time called them at 4:30 in the afternoon and said I broke a motor and I need to get a motor. I had that motor at 6 a.m. the next day. They're 6 hours away, but they delivered it. That's how quick they operate. The Icon Racewear, that's my dad. Of course, I have to thank my dad for everything. I couldn't do any of this without him. And that's on a side note there with my dad. Obviously most people know that he raced and was really good when he raced his day, and he nearly won the World 100 in 1980. And that was the only time he had been to Eldora. So it was also a place, obviously with Eldora holds a special place with all dirt racers, but especially with me just because of something like that. So just having his experience in that, dealing with him racing there in the past, really helped me out a lot up there. So because Eldora is obviously a place that we don't have anything like that down here in the South. Cushion, slick like that. Nothing like that. So I thank them, and obviously my product sponsors. I thank SK Rod-End, Bobby Taylor Oil Company, GW Performance, Integra Shock. I got to tell you that we got on the GW Performance program this year, and they're Gary Winger is such an awesome guy to deal with, and it's made this transition really easy to where I put full shocks in my car and didn't even have to worry about it. Didn't have to worry about adjusting them or anything like that. And obviously my Barry Wright race car. This is my second time I've been in that car, and what an awesome seat. Those guys, and there's nothing different about my car than anybody else's. Just be able to run it out of the box and go run that well. In my second race this year, I mean, obviously that's a lot of car there too. I have so many people to thank. Hendren Racing Engine. I mean, my motor didn't miss a beat. Ran well. Didn't skip. Didn't miss. I mean, anything. Just ran cool. I mean, what an engine. Didn't have to worry about it either. So anytime you can go and race, at these places that and have to be able to not worry about certain aspects of things, and lets you concentrate on the things that are really important. And it's Steve Heinz with Heinz Brothers Performance, and people will know that all the people that I'm listing off here it's not so much that they have such a great product or great service, it's that they're great people. And, racing is all about the people. And it's like any business, it's people business. And all these people are just amazing and awesome people. And I think, like I said, I couldn't do any of this without everybody put together and helping us, get up to speed here. So.
Well, and of course, flagtoflag.net, who brought you here tonight to talk about them. Jimmy, count you as one of my friends. It's always good to talk to you. Congratulations. I know how much it meant to run up front there, run third place there at Eldora. I will be at Carolina Racing Show some way, some shape or form. With the entity I'll be with, I have no clue, but I plan on being there. So looking forward to that. And what you got on the horizon?
Well, right now, it's my wife's birthday today.
Happy birthday, wife.
Yep, I'll tell her that everybody says happy birthday. So we're going out with her. And this weekend, we're still stumbling in the air. I'm probably going to do the 311, 5,000 to win race. And then after that, we're going to run the majority of the Fast Track Tour races that are around our area here and get ready and qualified for Stan's Grand National program that he has at the end. So that's our plan, and hopefully, everything allows us to stay on it. And look forward to hitting more of the big races.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for joining us. Tell your wife thank you for sharing your time with us this evening, and we certainly do wish her a happy birthday. And we'll get back hold of you, man. Talk to you later.
Thank you, man. It was good to talk to you, and you take care of yourself.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
All right, take care. All right, bye.
Mr. Jimmy Schiltz of the Carolina Auto Racing Show. Let me bring my. I had some feedback coming from. Mr. Gray's phone. All right, this is where I tell Jason's mom that I can't control the next segment. So if I apologize if you hear anything. Brian, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Okay. Now we're going.
Hold on, you got to fill me in on what I missed, because I've been working on something out here in the garage.
Okay, don't let the cat out of the bag just yet.
Okay.
Tonight we did our flag to flag. We hadn't talked to our buddy Jason Atkins in a long time, and so we brought the flag to flag back for this episode. The Hell Tour. You missed me talking about that. I hadn't talked to you since the company. Man, listen. I said earlier, I was like, there's some tracks down here locally that are like just so freaking fraudulent that they claim to have racing. I've been to the land of racing. The land of racing is like Paducah, Kentucky, and Peabody, Missouri. It ain't some of the places that I go to around here. Now there's some good tracks and some good racing. Don't get me wrong. Albany Motor Speedway, good racing. Maybe one closer to home. Not so good. Not so much. I was
told not to bash anybody tonight.
Who was told that?
I was told. I was forewarned. I had a bad experience this weekend. It was bad.
You weren't forewarned by me?
Nope, not by you. No, everybody else forewarned me. I'm going to damage the sport.
Okay, well.
How can I damage the sport?
What would be the? Okay. Let's see.
I threw you way off track, Liv. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. We're good.
Tell me got some people. Tell me you got some surprise guests.
No surprise guests tonight. We had
Did Jim Moon call in? Isn't he still leading the points?
Yeah, he didn't call in though.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't call in for. He had an which I can't tell you on the air, but he had an interesting. He finished third somewhere, and he had. Anyway, the story. He didn't win the race, but after I heard the story, I said, "Don't worry about it, dude. You're actually winning." So now, tell me about this Devin Gilpin mess that you started.
All I said, and people, all I have to do is say one thing, and it just totally blows my mind how many people want to suck on his, you know what.
Sorry, Jason's mom.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
These people fail to look at the situation here.
Well, first of all, here's the thing. Back a number of years ago when we were winning all the time, and we were winning a lot, regardless of what people want to say, our crap was tore down every daggone week. We had tech guys coming over, checking this, checking that, blah, blah, blah. This guy's cheating. They're using this. They're using that. They were all over us. But everybody wants to overlook this guy. And all I did was notice something from the stand, said something about it, and then all of a sudden I'm berated with, oh, leave that guy alone. He's got 23 wins, and there's 40 other guys out there racing that don't have a clue about what's going on, regardless of what they say. It obviously points right in my face and says most of these guys ain't got a clue. That's all these UMP modified guys around here. You're hearing it from me. You all don't have a clue. So, with that said, I have got a Mr. John Sathall special in my garage. It will be pulling in here as soon as I get this bad fast chassis out of here that we're working on. And we're going to take some of the craziest, most illegal crap you've ever seen, and we're going to go right to a UMP modified race and see if we can get away with it. And I'm going to bet you we can. Is the UMP modified? Is it a lawless division?
It's obviously lawless because everybody says that Gilpin's went through UMP Tech and he's been legal. And I'm telling you, with me looking at it and reading the rule book, he don't fit the rule book. Well, now, that's regardless. I don't have a beef with Devin Gilpin. I don't have a beef with any of his car builders. I ain't got a beef with any of them. This is a beef with racetracks not doing their job, teching when they should be teching cars. That way people aren't running around thinking that they're getting beat by cheaters. But the thing is when you do point out the crap, then everybody says, oh, leave that guy alone. Screw that crap.
What is the part that you can visibly see that you claim is illegal?
Well, here, this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, and actually, I'll tell you what. Why don't I do this? I'm going to go here to the Facebook. I'm going to go to Steve Alcorn's. Actually, it's Steve Alcorn. You go to Steve Alcorn's Facebook page, and he takes photos every week. It's SRARacingPhoto.com is his website. You can go on there. You can get photos from all the races every week. He has a picture, and I'm going to scroll down, and here it is. It says number 23, and it has Devin Gilpin on it, and I'm going to click on Devin Gilpin and see if it shows up on the tops of his page. Okay, it shows up on his page, and you can see it'll be the right side of his car. I'm going to give everybody a second to get there.
So it's the top of his okay.
Okay, and there's a photo of the right side of his car going into the corner. It says number 23. Now, if you look right inside engine...
No, I'm looking at a number 1 car.
Yeah, it's a number 1 car.
Oh, okay.
All right,
go ahead.
I'll tell you what. Click on his photos, and then just look down there and find a picture of the right side of his car that says win number 23. You got to scroll down this page. It's on his page, and it has Steve Alcorn, and you can see a clear shot of the side of the car. And this is what I'm going to go by.
I see. Well, that's Okay, this says number 23. Is it him standing by the car with a pretty young lady?
No, it's just a picture of his race car, and there's Shane Mogovan in the background.
Okay, hang on. Give me a second.
You got to scroll down the page a little bit.
There it is. I see it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'm there.
A clear shot of the right side of his car. Now, what I want you to focus on.
I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this photo on In the Dirt on Facebook. That way, maybe I can. Maybe Mr. Alcorn.
I'm telling you, this is not a bitch at Devin. I'm glad that he's winning a whole bunch of races. But the thing is that there's people not doing their job that should be doing their job.
So
this is not a knock at Devin Gilpin. So all you Devin Gilpin cockbiters.
Whoa! You can go to In the Dirt Facebook page, listeners, and see same exact picture. Go to
You're going to see
Facebook.
the same picture. Now,
Yeah.
what I want you to do is focus your attention on the engine area of the car. And you'll notice there is a yellow metal panel in there that goes between the headers and between the engine. All right? Now, I want you to look at that, okay?
Is that
now, that is covering almost the whole motor. Am I right, Wes?
Is that some kind of wind deflector?
Okay. Now, here we go. Now let's go to the UMP rules on the UMP website, all right? And everybody can go to Google and search UMP, U Mother.
All right.
Okay? Modified rules, Google it, and go down to section 15.6 where it says body. And then you're going to look at section D, and this is how section D reads, okay? This is right out of the rule book. I don't care if there's no updates. Well, guess what? UMP is lacking, and they need to fix their crap. Because it says the sides of the engine compartment will remain open. Any side panels in the engine compartment area will not be permitted.
Well,
okay.
Brian Gray,
now,
you brought the goods, baby. You brought the goods
now,
tonight.
Then everybody says, "Oh no, you need to look down at section G." Okay, and it says a maximum of 1 stone deflector for rear-mounted oil pumps, oil filters, or for the main oil tank will be permitted. Now, that damn panel is not even close to anywhere an oil pump would be at. It's covering the side of the engine. And what you people don't realize is you're leaving something open there for, everybody talks about aerodynamics on cars. Well, let me tell you something. That is a huge issue right there. That is a very huge issue regardless. If Formula One will make an issue about 0.010 of an inch on a diffuser panel, which is the function of that, imagine what a 20-something inch by 20-something inch piece of metal inside of an air tunnel is going to do.
So what now? I understand. I believe that I understand, but
everybody says he's been teched and this and that, and they want to berate me. Don't berate me. All I'm doing is I'm just stating the facts of the matter, and that people should be looking into. They need to be teching cars.
How much does that help him?
Well, here, I'll put it to you like this. A car without a diffuser, and I know this from, just road racing stuff, the difference between a car with a diffuser and one without it is the difference between a car that can go through a corner at 60 miles an hour and one that can go through it at 80. It is a huge difference. It is a major aero advantage. And if everybody in the modified division does not have this on their car, you're going to keep on getting beat. Simple as that.
Now, is there a picture somewhere? Let's see if we can find. Now, here's the 77. Here's the 77.
I got a car over here right now. We're going to hook it up. We're going to do the diffuser. We're going to do the tunnel. We're going to do the whole thing. We're going to do it all.
Now, okay, I'm looking at another one of Steve Alcorn's shots, and this DJ Smallwood.
Oh shoot! Hold on. We just found another one here, Webb. Okay, continue to look at that. If you look at let's see, let me call this section 15.6 and go down to W. Number W, it says the nose piece must not exceed 45 inches in width, centered between the frame rails, and must not extend past the leading edge of the front bumper. And that nose piece looks like it's, 6 inches out in front of the bumper.
Well, that may be the angle of the shot, though.
Oh, well, the bumper's going down inside of it.
Yeah.
It's all these little things. And anybody that says, oh, well, he's went through UMP Tech and it's fine. Well, guess what? He's went through UMP Tech, but the tech officials don't give a damn about the rule book. So that's what you all are racing against.
So you guys are going to now. So Brian Gray is going to put the BG
we're
Army.
Doing it up. We are doing it up, dude. I'm telling you, this thing is going to be freaking nasty.
Well,
And we're even breaking out like the chemicals. I got Dr. John's secret sauce to put on the tires, which is supposed to be undetectable. It's supposed to be undetectable, you guys. I'm giving it to all of my BGR Army guys. They're all going to have it. So here you go. We're going to see if it gets detected. I'm going to bet it ain't. Mr. Crown Cut says that they will never find it.
Does his stuff, does it reek of alcohol?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, it smells bad enough that it might send you to the cancer center.
Well, all right. Well, guys, we're gonna shut her down tonight. Brian Gray finally made it. Brian, you know what? I really did miss you, brother, and here's why. I had to check all my own phone calls.
But Webb, just tell me, am I being stupid? Do I have a? It's not that it's a complaint. It's that I care for the sport, and I think that the racetracks and the sanctioning bodies should be doing what they're there to do.
My
legitimate bitch.
My stance would be on this, and this is just outside looking in. This is just basically if you read right from the rule book, and the rule book states that the engine compartment must be open, blah blah blah, whatever. This doesn't appear to be so. Now, I'm sure there's probably a gray area in there somewhere that this slides under. Now, is Gilpin winning national touring shows, or is he winning weekly shows?
Dude, that kid's good enough to win anywhere, and I'm not taking anything away from him. That's what everybody doesn't get. I'm not taking anything away from him being a good driver or them doing work in their shop. This is strictly if they're going to let something as obvious as that you can see from the stands they're going to get away with that. What else are they doing?
Now, obviously, you didn't know that. Did you know that like immediately? I mean,
I read the rule books. Trust me, I read all the rule books.
Okay, so you saw it.
Because I have to,
how many laps did it take you to realize it?
Just maybe a couple. But, it's because I don't really ever get to go up in the stands and watch the races. So when I was up in the stands watching the races, I'm looking around. I just, you have to be detail-oriented in this business.
Have you found anybody that shares your opinion of this side panel here?
Oh, there ain't nobody. This is what I'm talking about. It's all leave that kid alone.
So, yeah, well, I had that same experience in T-ball.
Yeah. No. This is
No, what I'm saying
that I care about, that I have passion about.
No, that's what I'm saying. I had the same experience.
This is the kind of things that make other people deterred from wanting to come and participate.
Well, I mean, I just we'll see what happens, see what comes of it, if anything. Did you bring it? Have you brought it to the attention of anybody in the sanctioning body?
Oh no, I let it go. I was over it that night, but then all of a sudden I'm being berated by people. So if people want to keep berating me, well, I'll make a call to Sam Driggers. I'll say, hey, I'll ask him. We'll get him on the show. We'll talk to the tech people if we've got to. I'll do whatever I got to do. So everybody, keep on pushing my buttons. Keep pushing, and I'll push back, and then we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll get Sam on.
I'm relentless, Webb. I don't stop.
I understand. We'll get Sam on and see if he can explain. I mean, it's at least worth explaining. If the rule has been changed or updated, well, guess what? The website hasn't, and I think that would be, UMP being the sanctioning body that they are, would be more responsible than that. What is the edition you have? What's that? The edition. I mean, I don't have an edition. I haven't heard from a tech man that can tell me the addition to any of the rules. The rules supposedly are as they're written right now. Are you reading from the internet, or are you reading from a physical handbook? I'm reading from the internet. Okay. I found another car on here, Andrew Sattler's car, and I can't see. It's not as good a shot as the Gilpin car, but I still can't see anything in the engine compartment of his car. There's Wade Logan. We said Wade Logan's name again.
Right.
Wade Logan. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I'm trying to find another car. There's a close-up of Wade Logan. Hey, Wade Logan. All right, let's see here.
It's got the bloomer and.
Well, anyway,
we're just trying to find another car that might have that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it too. Well,
yeah. I'm sure if we keep looking, we will, but we'll find more cars that don't. So everybody, if you don't have that diffuser panel in your car, put it in your car, and there's some technical issues with it. If you have any questions, get a hold of me, let me know. I will help anybody out who wants to build a diffuser inside the tunnel of their car. I want to make sure that everybody has this technology.
You should just make it part of the XD4 modified nose package.
We could do, those cars vary so much between even like years, so you have to do a few different things, and the body rules are a little, they're particular on them, but obviously they're not. So if anybody out there wants to build a diffuser in their car, give me a call, send me an email. I'll discuss it with you. I'll help you in any way that I can, and I guarantee you that it'll make a difference in your setup.
Well, all right. Well, I appreciate you getting with us finally this evening. Stay on that. Figure out what's going on with that, and let us know how the progress is with your modified. I'd like to thank all my guests tonight. I'd like to thank Jason Atkins for bringing on some of the guys out of his stable of drivers, Mr. David Smith, Ryan Atkins, and also Mr. Jimmy Schiltz. Schiltz finished third at the Eldora at Big E. He's also co-creator of the Carolina Auto Racing Show. You guys can check it out on the net. Just search Carolina Auto Racing Show. Kyle May, Brian Gray, I appreciate y'all, and we will do this thing again next week. For like I said, for those guys and myself, this has been In the Dirt. Peace.